I think the beginning of the movie is a very shaky place for Celine. Obviously, everything she's thought is true, for the whole of her, the last hundreds of years it hasn't been. And she's obviously killed a lot of people, werewolves, and out of a revenge that was completely misplaced. So she's very much in limbo at the beginning of the film, and really the only ally that she's got, having killed Victor and sort of alienated herself completely from all the vampires, is Michael. We were all very aware of being near a Knight of the Realm on our day at work. It was wonderful having Derek, because we really needed somebody who had that, incredibly wise, a lot going on underneath the surface, sensitive, powerful, intriguing person, and his presence is, all of that, and he's a sweetheart to work with, and it just kind of really makes it solid, Think, okay, who's going to be the sort of the father of everything, and you really hope it's Derek Jacobi. I've even spoken to a lot of the crew who've said part of what's made the job so special for them is the fact that, you've got this director who is so passionate about, his creation, his vision and his, his ideas and everything, that he really is sort of excited about every single department, and that has a real knock-on effect on the rest of the crew. So this crew has just been so pumped up and excited all the way through the movie, and really feeling like it's, a labour of love, which, for this type of a movie, I think is very unusual. I like an action movie, as much as the next person. I do find them all very exciting. But obviously, you want the, the effects and the impressive, shots and all the explosions and God knows what, but there has to be a story that keeps you interested, and I really do think that there is an interesting story and an interesting relationship and really cool characters, and it's shot beautifully, and I think, it's a real opportunity to kind of go into a different world, and if anybody's good at creating a completely authentic world, it's Len.
There's been this very long, standing feud between vampires and lycans, and in this movie, Celine is very much disenfranchised from both. She's not really part of the team of vampires anymore. She starts out the movie basically on the run from everybody, having, in Underworld 4, she sort of struck out on her own with her daughter and is basically looking for Michael. So now she finds herself, really on the run from everyone. I think she's had enough. She's been around for thousands of years. She's lost everything that's important to her, and she's got really nothing to fight for. I think she's really just over it. I think the one thing that's kind of keeps her going is the possibility of finding Michael, who has proved fairly elusive now for a while. But she's really weary, she's over it, and she has got this Corvinus blood that makes her very powerful, but at the same time, she's not invincible. She's got quite, it's bristling with enemies. I don't know. I'm always so pleased that people want to see this. I find Celine such a tragic character. Really, she's so often, she just wants to kind of love someone and have them not betray her, And I think that it's sometimes quite difficult with a female heroine in a movie like this, because it's not, you can't just flip it. You do want your female lead to have an emotional life in a slightly different way, I think, than you do a man. And I think that's partly why I think women and men like to see, women kicking ass, taking names. But I also think there's a sort of historical kind of legacy element to it that I think people find appealing. I really do like the fact that there's all these new different characters, and there's such a transformation going on for Celine in this movie, and the stakes are very, very high.